Hello, and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. Today, the show comes to you from Tatton Park in Cheshire. Just have a look at that magnificent Palladium building behind me. There's a large crowd of people. They've arrived already. They've brought along their antiques and valuables. I'll give them a choice. Sit down with one of our regular dealers. Now, they're going to try and tempt you with a cash offer on the table today.
250, and that's where I want to leave it.
If I don't think that's enough money, I'm going to say, don't accept that. Gamble. Place the same goods into an auction and hope to get a little bit more money there.
It's going to be sold then at 1,700.
I will be on hand at all times to help and advise. You know why they're here? They're ready to do business. They want to walk away with the real deal.
So the doors are open and the early birds are flocking in. Over at Alison's table, Morris is hoping to clock up some cash.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
And this little timepiece is Cartier.
Yes, that's right.
It's rather exclusive.
Oh, it is, yes. Actually, it's my mother's, and she found it in a skip in Chelsea.
A skip in
A builder's
Chelsea.
skip, yes, literally.
Well, you've come to my table offering me something you found in a skip.
Well, yes, but it's a quality piece out of the skip, isn't it? You see, that's it.
It's a little quality travelling clock.
Yeah.
And it's a quartz movement,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
isn't
understand,
so
yeah.
sexy to me as an antique
Yeah,
dealer. However, it's got the Cartier name, which everyone thinks is top-notch quality, etc., etc. Makes it terribly easy to sell, and so also makes it interesting to buy because it means a quick sale.
Yeah.
So there's 50, 100, 150. I'll have to buy a battery for it. It's not cheap.
I know, but it's a little low. That batteries are very, very, very cheap.
We don't
now.
know that it really works. It might be in a skip.
It was working.
Was it?
Yeah, so last year or two it was definitely working. Yeah.
Okay, I take your word that it works.
Yeah, it was
Oh well,
working,
if it works, okay, 200 quid, and I think that's a good offer.
It's a good offer, but I think a little
more.
case of wine would just be a little, get a nice, really nice case of wine. Yeah.
No, my offer's 200, and I'm sticking on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially for another.
You can press me, but there'll be none forthcoming.
None forthcoming. Oh,
I'm feeling very strict at the moment.
very, very strict. Yeah. All right, I think we'll settle on that.
Okay,
then.
that's great.
Thank
We've
you very
got a
much.
deal. Thank you very much.
Indeed.
Well done, Morris. We're joining Stuart now, where Amy and Dad Andy are on their knees hoping they've got the right combination for a heavyweight deal.
I don't have to say what it is, do I?
No.
It's a safe. Where does it come from?
I've recently bought a property and this was upstairs in the bathroom.
Upstairs in the
the
bathroom?
bathroom, yeah.
Hence the scratching on it, because it took me and my nephew 2.5 hours to get it down.
Did it? Yeah. Certainly, if you're not used to handling these things, they are
heavy.
Heavy,
Very
yeah.
heavy.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the safe. Rattlers, very good make safe. But the one thing about rattlers is they're very small inside compared to what you'd think. Even other safes are never a small space available. So you get a lot of fireproofing in this, and it's very highly rated as fireproofing. And it's good having a key. I mean, I get offered safes. If they're locked and there's no key, I don't even buy them because it costs a lot of money to try and undo them. It's your house, your safe.
Yeah.
You're related. You helped bring it down. You did the hard work. What's going to happen to the money?
The house has had to be absolutely gutted. There's literally just 4 walls at the moment, and my dad's a builder and he's done most of the work, and I've given him no labour. I've not paid him any labour money yet, so this is going
This is
to
my
be...
wages.
Is it?
Yeah, so I hope you're generous.
Right, okay. Okay. Let's have a go at buying it. 150 pounds.
Well, for the damp course alone, it would have cost 1,500.
Yeah.
So
I've got to be honest with you here.
I'm not going to get that, I understand that.
You're not going to get anywhere near that.
No, I know that.
I've come in at this stage. It's Andy and Amy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you what the auctioneer said. I hope it's not coming to my auction. He's saying 50 to 80 pounds because they're afraid of it, the moving of it, the selling of it, someone else has got to move it from the sale room. Here, you have a potential buyer. Our dealer Stuart is always fair, and on this occasion, I think he's been more than fair, because he could have had us over a barrel and said, no, I don't think I want it. He's been upfront, he's been honest, he's put 150 quid on the table. Reward him, say, yes, thank you, Stuart.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Sure,
I think
Paul.
it's a good offer, but I think you could squeeze another 20 in.
I think you might. Okay. £170.
I think you've got a
Okay.
deal. Thank
We
you.
have a deal. Thanks
Yeah.
very much.
Cheers.
Cheers. And thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
Well, they got that deal locked up. Hope Stuart's all right getting it home. Across the den, James has been joined by Pat.
So you brought along your medals.
Yes.
Now, are they family medals?
Yes, they are from my husband's family, from his mother and his father's side.
Right. Have you got children? That's what I want to know.
No.
You've got no children?
No.
So there's no one to pass them on to?
No.
Okay, well, I won't be too cross with you then, because I always try and tell people not to sell family medals.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at this one. This is the Queen's South Africa medal, and this was awarded to Private T. Cox, COX, of the 1st Gordon Highlanders. So he was 2 years in South Africa. So that's not a particularly unusual one.
Right.
The next one, this is for bravery in the field. So this is also awarded to a private soldier, not an officer. This is Lance Corporal Bell. So this is a First World War medal for exactly what it says, bravery in the field. So more desirable in terms of collectors. And this one is one I have to say I've never seen before. This is the Army Temperance Medal in India. And it says watch and be sober on the other side. Now, was this awarded to one of your ancestors as well?
I don't know anything about that one. It was just found in the drawer.
In the drawer, yeah.
And I don't know where that came from.
This was awarded in 1897 to somebody or other by the Army Temperance Association.
Yeah.
I mean, I should think they're probably quite unusual, wouldn't you? I mean, whoever has heard of a sober soldier. But I'll make you an offer for the group. I think that's the best thing. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, £200. No, that's my goodness. That's not a bad offer, you know.
For three?
For three, yeah.
No, I think that one alone is worth more than that.
Yeah, well, I don't think. I mean, certainly the Queen's South Africa medal is quite common and not hugely valuable. Hello, David.
Now, we seem to be a bit of a way out here. We've got, what, a couple of hundred on there?
200 is the starting price.
Medals are doing well in the sale room at the moment. In particular, medals for valour. And one of these is a medal for valour, I believe.
Yeah, bravery in the field, yeah.
So, we need to see more money down, sir, or otherwise we are going to the auction, sir.
I still think those are very ambitious estimates. Anyway, I'll put some more money down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 300. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 400.
No.
No.
No, thank you.
You're very determined.
Absolutely.
I'll try a little bit more. 20, 40, 60. That's 460.
I'm not tempted at that
You're not
price.
even tempted?
No.
Well, I think the best place for these then is the auction.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, that's a brave move. Will Pat have more luck when she joins David at auction?
James offered you £460.
Yeah.
What did you think about that offer? Not a bad offer.
Not a bad offer, yeah. And I think, well, I was just prepared to take a gamble on that day.
Okay.
So
Well, you decided to take a gamble. I think in some ways you've probably done the right thing because at the moment medals seem to be doing very well in the sale room. Maybe it's because of conflicts that are going on around the world, and of course, sadly, you know, it's been highlighted with, you know, some of our brave boys and what they've got to go through. So hopefully we can do better. They're here now. 500 to 700 is the estimation. Reserve is 500 quid. Let's see how they go.
Lot number 300, the group of medals. £400 a bid on these straight away at £400 a bid at 400, 420, 440, 460, 480, 500 I have at 500 bid.
So 500 straight at the reserve. We're up there.
550 is the next bid. At 550 do I hear? £500 bids with me at 500. They will be sold at £500. All quiet and done at £500 only at 500. Sold at 500.
£500. They made a little bit more than the offer on the dealer's day, but there is some commission to be taken off, and that's going to take it down to £425. Now, are you satisfied with that? I mean, you turned down 460 and you're going home with 425.
Satisfied, David, but c'est la vie.
C'est la vie. You takes the chance, you takes the gamble. Sometimes it works for you, sometimes not. I'm going to say you did the right thing. I would have done that. I would have gambled. They just weren't here strong enough in the auction on the day. The real deal then was £460 with James Late. James, sir, you were on the money.
Coming up.
Hello, my name's Alison.
There's a right battle of wills at Alison's table.
30. No.
But who's going to surrender first?
I'm not pleasing you, am I?
No.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal. At Tatton Park, the dealer's den is a hive of activity. Over at Brenda's table, she's gone all puppy-eyed over Valerie's royal ducks.
This is a little bit of fun, isn't
Yes,
it?
it's lovely.
Tell me the story about it.
It was originally my grand's,
Yeah.
and then it went to my mum,
Right.
and then it came to me.
Okay, so 3 generations.
3 generations, yes.
All right, so we know it's dated from around about 1910, that period.
I believe so, yeah.
So your gran, she wouldn't have got it when it was new, if you go
don't
back
know.
the generations,
Yeah.
but she will have got it on second hand,
Possibly,
or maybe
I don't
passed
know.
on from somebody earlier that
No,
you don't know.
I do know that my granddad bought it her.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Lovely. Well, it's a lovely subject, isn't it?
Lovely.
It's Czechoslovakian, because that's what Royal Ducks is.
So?
I'll just show you the mark. If you've probably seen this before,
I have,
but
yeah.
it has this orange sort of lozenge on it, which is a piece of clay that's been printed and stamped on, and then it has this little mark here, which is
Yeah.
also stamped. So that is telling you it is actual Royal Ducks.
Okay.
Right. So I'm going to get my purse out. 20, 40, 60. 80, £100, Valerie. £100.
No, sorry, Brenda. That's not enough.
Right. 110. 120.
No.
Have you been practicing this?
No.
Because you're doing what the evil eye's doing
Am
here.
I?
You're giving me that evil eye.
Oh, sorry. Don't mean to.
All right then, I forgive you. £130 for your pretty Royal Ducks figure. What do you think?
Yes, I'd like to accept that, thank you.
All right, I think you're very wise.
Thank you very much,
All right,
Brenda.
lovely
Thank
to meet you,
And
Valerie.
you.
Across the dealer's den, Alison's discovering that all this buying is thirsty work.
Hello, my name's Alison.
Hello, Alice. My name is Rita.
Rita, pleasure to meet you. And you've brought in for me to have a look at this lovely hip flask. And I can see that it's around about the 1900s. It's a Dixon hip flask. Those were the makers. And the hip flask is protected by this little cover, but also it can be used as a cup. And you could pour your little bit of whatever takes your fancy in there and have a drink while out and about. How did you come by it?
Well, he was my father-in-law.
But you can see that your father-in-law has used this. We've got a little bit of wear here to the leather. When coming to sell these things, that will put people off because there are enough about perfect. This is the trouble. Competition is great, and quite often with these things, it's not just a question of saying, well, I'll do it cheaper because of the damage. People would still rather have them as perfect as they can. Well, I'll see if I can buy it off you. Okay. 30. I hate buying anything that's not perfect. It always makes it so hard for me to sell.
But it's worth a bit more than just 30.
Not to me, it's not Rita, I'm afraid. I'll put another fiver down, 35, and I'm not saying it's a generous offer, but I don't really like buying things that are damaged.
No.
No. No. I'm not pleasing you, am I?
No.
So you'd like to go to auction?
Yes.
Have you been to auction before?
No, never.
Oh, well, you've got to go to auction. Well, I hope you do well with it, Rita.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Alison wasn't budging, was she? Let's see if David can do better in the sale room.
On the dealer's day, Rita brought along quite an elaborate hip flask with a silver mounts to the top. It was marked Sheffield 1897. It had a nice brown leather cover. She sat down with Alison Chapman, and Alison said, I'll give you £35. She said, no, you won't. I'm going to gamble. Well, that was fine, but she has put a reserve of 70. The problem is, has she over-egged it just that little bit too much? Let's find out.
192 is the hip flask, £70 a bid, straight away on commission at £70. 75 is the next bid at £70, 75 on the internet, £80 bid on commission, 85 is the now at 85, yes or no, 85 bid there, 85, 90, 85.
Rita, you were right, girl.
90, multiple bidding on the internet now, £90.
£90.
100 is the now on the internet.
Now it's 100. They're fighting on the internet.
At £110 then, still on the internet at 110, going to be sold 110 on the internet.
£110 under the gavel. Take away the commission, and we're going to be sending you something close to 95 quid. That is the real deal.
Let's join another would-be seller as he tries to clinch a deal.
Gary, hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. I'm James. So you brought along an interesting-looking pocket watch. So what's the history of it?
Belonged to an uncle. My mum inherited it. She's passed it on to me. It's just been gathering dust.
So you're not a collector of watches?
No.
I have to say I haven't seen one like this before. It's a digital watch.
Yeah.
And from the hallmark, we've discovered that it's 1885, is that right?
Yep.
You've looked that up as
Yeah,
well.
I've looked it up, yeah.
I have to say that if you brought in a silver pocket watch with hands, I would have said, I can only give you scrap value for it. But I think this is really quite nice. I mean, it's got an enamel dial, and it's got Patent System A Kaiser. Now, that doesn't sound very English to me, although it's got English hallmarks. So what I suspect is that it's a German movement that's been imported into England, put into an English-made silver case in 1885. It's also nice that it's working, I should point that out. It keeps clicking away there.
Yeah, it does work.
It's nice. All right, I'll put a bit of money on the table. Difficult to know what to offer you for it, but anyway, we'll try. 20, 40, 60, 80... £100.
I was looking for a bit more.
That's what you all say. All right, I'll put another 10 on there, so it's 110.
I'll twist your arm.
You like 120?
Close.
It's close, all right. Well, I'll put 120 down, and I think that's probably what I really would want to give for it. So, it's really up to you now.
I can't twist your arm again.
All right. That really is twisting. 130. What do you think about that?
I think it's a fair price.
Got a deal? Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for bringing it.
Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot.
After the break, Kevin's trying to raise some cash for a night out.
How expensive is this meal?
Well, it's not a burger and fries.
But will he be eating a la carte?
You don't want a lot, do you?
I don't really
Oh
know.
my goodness.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Tatton Park in the heart of Cheshire.
We're back in the dealer's den now, where the items are still coming in thick and fast. It looks like the whole of Cheshire's turned up to bag themselves a deal.
Yvonne, a pleasure to meet you. And these vases are yours?
Yes.
And where did you come by them?
Well, they've been on my old farmhouse mantelpiece for 50 years. And they belong to the people that owned the farmhouse before that. I bought the house 42 years ago, and they decided that they'd leave them for me. And so they've been stood there ever since. But now I've moved into a modern house, so they don't look right. I've nowhere to put them.
They're a pottery, they're from the lowlands of Europe, so they're probably German, perhaps Austrian. An easy way to tell that they're definitely Continental is to look at the bottom, and the numbers there, you see the Continental 4, so we know they're European.
Yes.
And these are usually German. They're sort of Majolica, but English Majolica is much more expensive than these pieces, and if you couldn't afford English, they'd make a reasonable substitute if you like this depth of colour and the grandiose design. So I'll put some money down and see what you feel about it.
Right.
£20 a piece, 40 quid.
No, definitely not.
Definitely
no.
not.
No.
So I think...
The poor things, they deserve more than that.
Unfortunately, it's also fashion. And these
yes, exactly,
are
I know
not.
that.
A lot of people see these as dust collectors. I wouldn't, but some might say that. So, what would you like to do, Yvonne? Chance your luck at auction?
Well, rather than take, I think that's an insult, really, to be honest.
Oh, Yvonne, I'm so sorry. I don't want to insult you. They just
so, yes,
really,
I will send them to
It is
auction.
hard to get enthused over them. In your heart, what do you think they're worth?
Well, I've no idea, really, because I'm not buying them myself. I don't know what...
Well, I'm not going to put any more money on the table, so you're not going to
fair
reveal
enough.
anything. But, you know, if I said to you £100, would that seem enough?
Well, that would be better, a lot better, yes.
So where is your cut-off point? 60, 80?
No, I'd say 160.
You'd like to see 160? Okay, well, let's hope you get that at auction.
Yeah.
Have you been to auction before?
No, I haven't, no.
Well, then you will have fun.
460, 460.
What would be really fun is to get a good price on her vases.
500 bid and 50.
Now, Yvonne, on the dealer's day, you brought along an attractive pair of Continental two-handle vases with a Majolica glaze on them. You sat down with Alison Chapman on the dealer's day and she said, I will give you £40.
Yes, and I was very naughty and told her it was an insult.
Oh, well, you're not naughty. I mean, on this programme, you can say exactly what you think. So I think £40 perhaps was a little bit on the low side. The estimation is £80 to £100. The reserve is £80. Was Yvonne right to turn down the £40 offer? They're here now. Are they going to bring £80 plus? Let's find out.
The pair of vases, ladies and gentlemen, £70 a bid straight away.
He's calling for 70. He's got 70.
75 is a now. At £70 only at 70 and 5 anywhere now. At £70 only at 70. At 70 and 5 anywhere.
He's about to go down. It can't quite get to the £80 reserve. It is so near.
Bid still with me at £70 only then. At 70. Can't sell them, I'm afraid.
Gavel has just gone down. This is £75. It didn't quite make the reserve. What's your reaction?
Well, I'm fine about it, really.
You're not disappointed?
No, because I've had a lovely experience.
Yes.
I've met you.
Yes.
And I've chatted...
I like to hear this, you know. Come on, tell me.
And I chatted to your lovely wife.
Yes.
And I've had my 15 minutes of fame. So what's to be sad about?
What's to be sad about? Obviously. On the day you turned down £40 from Alison Chapman,
Yes.
I
She
still
didn't
think
like them anyway.
I
She
think
didn't
you
like
did the
them.
right thing because I think they were worth more than that. They didn't quite sell here, and so I'm going to award the real deal to Alison, but you've made my day. You've said, I've had a lovely day, I enjoyed meeting you. That's part and parcel of this show. We've enjoyed meeting you, you know, and so I'm going to say on the day, the real deal was with you, Alison, at £40, even though we still think it was a bit on the low side.
The Dealer's Den is about as busy as it gets. Today it's being hosted by Tatton Park, one of the UK's most complete historic estates, and the Duke's particularly thrilled by its fine collection of Gillows furniture.
I've been a devotee of Gillows furniture and I've bought and sold it for over 30 years. It is superb, it is quality, it is one of England's greatest furniture cabinet makers. But the legacy of this company is quite amazing. I've got Caroline Schofield sat next to me. You've already seen pictures of Tatton Park. And what is your exact title?
I'm the Managing and Collections Manager here at Tatton.
Let's talk about, first of all, the octagonal specimen table here. When was that supplied to the main house?
Well, the Edgertons were decorating the house largely from about 1812 through to about 1820. They'd done substantial building works using architects, the Wyatts, as architects, and they'd started to furnish the house and buy paintings and ceramics and all sorts of wonderful things for the house around about 1812. And this little piece came from Gillows at that time, and they actually paid £15 and 15 shillings for it in those days, which we think is the equivalent of about £530 in today's money.
Well, I asked you the same question. So £530 in today's money, I've already said, I'll have it. I'll give you twice the price. I'll give you £1,000, put it in the boot of the Duke's car. But unfortunately, there's no sale. Today, even in a market which is a little bit slow, the name of Gillows of Lancaster creates a lot of excitement. We are still looking at quite a few thousands of pounds here. What is amazing here is the assorted veneers. You know, you've got all kinds of things here, from rosewood to fruit wood. You've got satin wood. You've got more exotic veneers as well here.
Amongst the woods that they used, they even had zebra wood and kangaroo wood, which are quite peculiar titles.
Well, your zebra woods and your calamanders and coromandels were all brought in, of course, from the Indian subcontinent, and they were used on exotic pieces of furniture. Now we come to something which I think is absolutely fabulous, and this is one of a set of salon chairs, and there was probably a dozen in all. Rosewood, brass inlaid.
This is very much in the style, this is known as Boule work, and this is a revival of the work of André Charles Boule at the court of Louis XIV.
Well, absolutely. And being a furniture man, I can tell you, isn't so much the André Boule here, but more the Louis Lagenia, who was a Frenchman working in this country. And this Boule, or cut brass inlay, is very typical. What is typical here is this late Regency work by Gillows, in particular the legs, the fluted legs, very identifiable of Gillows furniture. Superb. I think if we lift up, you would have the caned base there, and you would have always had a variety of these tie-on suits. An amazing piece of furniture. As I said to you, if you visit the hall, you will see the most wonderful suites of furniture, both brass inlay and gilded, all made by Gillows. An astonishing company making a complete heritage of astonishing pieces of furniture. How enjoyable is your job?
Oh, it's fantastic. Very enjoyable. There's something different every day, and the collection is fantastic to work with, so very lucky.
If you're an aspiring antique dealer, a brown furniture dealer, if you're a collector, and if you want to see a magnificent, and I mean magnificent, collection of Gillows furniture, you need to get yourself down here to Tatton Park. Believe you me, you will not be disappointed.
Let's go back to the den where Brenda's waiting.
Hi, Kevin.
Hello, Brenda.
Kevin's hoping this deal will be the fairest of them all.
Tell me about your wonderful mirrors.
Well, they're actually from my mother and father, their wedding present. about 1956.
So they were a wedding present to them in
Them, yes.
1956. Why have you brought them in today?
Well, to be honest, they're not really my taste. They've always been there, but I've never really liked them.
Right.
But they've been in the loft gathering dust, and I looked in the other day when I was moving some stuff, and I thought they are nice pieces. It's just, it's a shame that they are just stored.
So did you inherit these?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you just put them in the loft and forgotten about them for a while?
Yes.
Okay.
I just found them recently again.
Right. So you're wanting to part with them and get a little bit of money?
Yes, well, on the balance of things, it's my 15th wedding anniversary, 10 year, next week, and it'd be quite nice just to treat my wife.
That's appropriate, turn one wedding gift
That's
into an anniversary gift.
That's exactly what I felt,
Okay.
so we thought we might do
They're
something
made
with
of
that.
brass, very heavy brass.
I know, yes.
And the back lined with brass as well, which has protected this bevel edge mirror.
Right.
And there's not too much spotting on the mirrors because the back has been protected. Because the damp hasn't got in and nobody's been able to knock it and break the mercury on the back of the glass. So they're in fairly good condition. They are over the top, I must say. So they're probably, I mean, they weren't new when Mum and Dad got them.
No, I mean, I really don't know
So
how they are at all.
I would think
since-
probably they're about 1880, 1900.
Right.
Right, going to get some money out, Kevin.
Go on then. Yeah,
All right,
you
when's
can
your
take
anniversary soon?
Yes, just a few days' time.
A few days'
actually.
time. Oh, and you've not got anything yet?
Well, this would be a bonus to go out for a
Oh,
nice
would
meal.
it?
Yes.
Oh, lovely. Okay. 20, 40, 50, 60 pounds.
I was hoping for something a little bit more.
How expensive is this meal?
Well, it's not a burger and fries. That's the thought.
70 pounds.
Yes. No, you haven't allowed for any drinks, though, have you?
Oh, you don't want drinks as well. You didn't say that.
Ah, well, you know, got to
20, 40,
wet the whistle.
50, 60, 70, 85 pounds.
Just enough for a taxi home?
You don't want a lot, do you?
I don't really.
Oh
know.
my goodness, how far is home? London, no?
No, not too far. No. A modest taxi ride. Yeah, he won't retire on the proceeds. Put it that way.
Bus fare home, £90, Kevin. Come on, you can afford it.
I suppose I'll need to walk off the meal a bit, won't I, from the bus stop? So,
exactly.
Okay.
Well done, Kevin.
Thank
It's
you,
a deal.
Jill. Thank
you.
Coming up,
It's a whopper, isn't it?
Yeah.
it's full steam ahead at James's table.
You won't tell me when to stop, will you?
Nope.
You're a bright boy, you'll go far.
But can James salvage this deal?
500, I'm worn out now.
Nope.
Welcome back to the dealer's den. We're heading to James's table now.
Tom, hello.
Hiya.
Nice to meet you.
James is hoping this deal will be plain sailing.
You brought along your little yacht?
Little.
It's a whopper, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how long have you had it? How did you get it?
Well, I live in a pub and there's an old gentleman who wanted help, like mowing his lawns. And
Yeah.
And I went round one day, mowed his lawns for him, and he said, "Got a ship, do you want it?" And I was expecting a little ship in a bottle. And I got this, and I rang my mum. "Mum, can I have it?" She went, "No, you can't, you got enough junk in your bedroom." Oh, all right, so I carried it across the car park anyway.
You carried this under your arm?
Well, I had my mate helping me.
Oh, I see. So do you know, did you ask the chap who gave it to you its
It was
history?
his grandfather, and he built it around the 1900s.
His grandfather?
Yeah.
So the guy you got it from's grandfather actually made it? Okay, right. And do you know if he was a sailor or a seaman or whatever?
I know that, well, I'm not sure about that. I know that he was in the army, and I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah. Because this kind of looks as if it might be something like a troop ship from the First World War. So I wonder if he was remembering it. It's nice because it's not pretending to be a great model. No. It's not pretending to be a shipyard model or a dockyard model. It's just a lovely kind of sailor-made, folky, primitive thing. And have you ever taken it out and dusted it or anything?
Nope, not touched it.
There's a slightly loose lifeboat over here, isn't there?
Yeah.
So we'd have to unscrew the top really and hook that up again. But apart from that, it's in amazingly good condition, considering that you humped it across a car park.
Yeah.
I think it's a very nice thing. So why don't you want to keep it?
I've got no room in my bedroom.
No room?
No.
I'm not surprised. You could almost sort of turn this into a bed, couldn't you?
Yeah.
So how much? Did the old chap who gave it to you tell you how much he thought it was worth?
Nope.
You got any idea?
I have, but I'm not telling you.
You're a bright boy, you'll go far. Okay, I think it's a lovely thing, and I'm going to put some money on the table. I'm not sure how much. You won't tell me when to stop, will you?
Nope.
No, I thought not. Okay, I'd like to offer you 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200, 220, 240, 260, 280. Are you looking excited?
Yeah.
300, 320, 340, 360, 380, 400. Still not looking excited?
No.
All right, let's dig deeper. 20, 40, 60, 80, 500. I'm worn out now.
Nope.
Still not enough?
Nope.
You're a very determined young man.
Yep.
How much can you push me to, do you think?
Quite a lot, maybe.
Okay.
Try my luck.
Oh, look, here comes David. He's going to give you some advice now.
Just before you get suckered into that one, how much more do you want? Let me tell you what the auctioneer says. 7 to 1,000 is what the auctioneer is saying. I'm not going to be too hard on James because he's a man I know would love to buy this. And I'm not going to teach you to be too greedy. There's £500 on the table. I'm saying, James, give him a bit more money. It's a cracking lot. You'll be able to sell it. You'll be able to make a good profit. And you've done someone a good turn and you're getting repaid now. So I'm going to say, leave it with one of the top dealers in the country who can buy this. And let's see him put a bit more money down.
Well, look, I've just found another couple of hundred quid. That's good, isn't it? Yeah. So what have we got? We've got 500 on the table. Oh, that's a good start. Okay. 20, 40, 60, 80, 600.
Not quite there yet.
Not quite there. I'm nearly quite there, but I'll try a little bit more. 20, 40, 60, 80, 700. And the rest is going away in my pocket. So now it's up to you.
700.
Has he put the money away?
It's gone now. It's gone away.
He'll give you another 50 quid. I'm going to say, don't be too greedy and let this man do the job and take it and make a profit.
Put another 50 down.
David isn't usually as nice to me as that. Have we got a deal at 750?
Yeah.
Okay, there we are. 20, 40, 50, 750. Thank you very much for bringing it. And spend your money wisely.
Wise words from James to end our day at Tatton. Have the other dealers followed his advice and spent their money wisely?
You've come to my table offering me something you found in a skip.
Alison's Cartier travelling clock remains unsold. Meanwhile, Stuart managed to get the safe home.
Certainly, if you're not used to handling these things, they are
heavy.
Heavy,
Very
yeah,
heavy.
yeah.
But he still hasn't found a buyer for it. While Brenda's holding on to the mirrors...
What's spare home? £90, Kevin.
She sold the Royal Dutch figures for £160. As for James, he hasn't let the ship sail yet, but he sold the silver watch for £250, making him our dealer of the day.
We've had a cracking day here in Cheshire. There's been loads of action, lots of buying, lots of selling, and that's the way we like it. Don't forget to join me next time, David Dickinson, for Dickinson's Real Deal. Bye for now.